Hello students, I welcome you all to the online video lecture on course Heat Transfer. So today we'll start module number 4, which is entitled as Thermal Radiations. The content of thermal radiation module are thermal radiation fundamental principles, gray, white, opaque, transparent and black bodies, spectral emissive power, Wien's displacement law, Rayleigh-Jeans law, Planck's law, hemispherical emissive power, Stephen Boltzmann's law for total emissive power of a black body, emissivity, and Kirchhoff's laws, V factor, which is also known as shape factor, net radiation exchange in a two-body enclosure, typical examples for these enclosures, and radiation shield. In the today's lecture, we will see the very fundamental principles or the very fundamental concepts of the thermal radiation. In the first module, that is Introduction to the Heat Transfer, we have seen the three basic modes of heat transfer, namely conduction, convection, and radiation. In fact, the conduction and convection requires some sort of medium to transfer the heat from the region of higher temperature region to the region of lower temperature. If we consider a solid wall which is having the thermal conductivity K and the thickness of this wall is L and the walls are maintained at temperature T1 and T2 respectively, let's also assume T1 is greater than T2. The temperature of one surface is greater than the temperature of other surface. Naturally, the heat will flow from high temperature region to the low temperature region. So that is governed by the Fourier law of conduction. That means for the conduction, we require some sort of medium, that is the solid medium. Similarly, the convection, if we consider this solid plate here, if we consider this solid plate, which is maintained at temperature Ts, Ts is the surface temperature of this solid, and let us consider Ta. Ta is the ambient temperature or the surrounding temperature. Let us consider a water which is flowing over the surface. Let us assume the surface temperature is more than the temperature of water. So basically, the heat will flow from the solid medium to the liquid medium. So this type of heat transfer is called convection. So here also, the convection type of heat transfer also requires some sort of medium. But the radiation is a mode of heat transfer which doesn't require any medium. Okay, as such we have seen in the conduction and convection which requires some sort of medium, but the radiation doesn't require any medium. That means the radiation type of heat transfer takes place even in the vacuum. Okay, so this is a very basic of the thermal radiation. Now if we consider the example, let us consider this is a sun and this is the earth. This is the earth. So sun is so far away from the earth. In spite of that, we are feeling the heat. That means the thermal radiation from the sun reaching the earth through this space. And we know that in space we don't have any air or any medium. In spite of that, the thermal radiation from the sun reaches to the earth in the form of electromagnetic waves. It is very important, electromagnetic waves. The thermal radiation from the sun reaches to the earth in the form of electromagnetic waves, and typically they are known as packets of energy which are known as photon or quanta. So this is a very best example for thermal radiation. This is the very best example for thermal radiation. Okay. Similarly, if we consider the two plates which are maintained at two different temperatures, say T1 and T2 respectively, two plates. The first plate is maintained at temperature T1 and the second plate which is maintained at temperature T2. Now if we assume the temperature of first body is more than the temperature of second body, then definitely the heat will flow from high temperature body to the low temperature body. If this heat transfer is in the form of electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic radiations, then definitely this type of heat transfer is known as the heat transfer by thermal radiation. Okay, so these are the very fundamental discussions about the radiation. So let's have the definition of radiation. Radiation heat transfer is defined as the transfer of energy across a system boundary by means of an electromagnetic mechanism, which is caused solely by the temperature difference. Okay, remember students, whenever there is a temperature difference, the heat has to flow from high temperature region to the low temperature region. If that heat is transferring in the form of electromagnetic waves, then that is termed as the thermal radiations. Okay, so whereas the heat transfer by conduction and convection takes place only in presence of medium. So as we have discussed, the conduction and convection requires some sort of medium, but radiation doesn't require any medium. Okay. Sometimes in the competitive exams, he may ask which one of the following mode doesn't require any kind of medium to heat flow. Okay, so the answer is the radiation doesn't require any kind of medium to flow the heat. Okay, now the radiation exchange in fact occurs most effectively in vacuum. So as I said, the thermal radiation type of heat transfer doesn't require any kind of medium. That means even in the absence of air, the vacuum means the absence of air, there is a heat transfer. Okay, in fact, the thermal radiation is more effective in case of vacuum. Okay, the rate of heat transfer by conduction and convection varies as temperature difference to the first power, whereas the radiant heat exchange between the temperatures to the fourth power, both the amount of radiation and quantity of radiation depends on the temperature. So this is very important. Now the conduction and convection heat transfer, the rate of heat transfer in conduction and convection varies with the temperature difference to the first power. Now if we consider the conduction radiation, the conduction heat transfer, the Q is the rate of heat transfer by conduction, which is given by, according to the Fourier law of conduction, Ka divided by L into T1 minus T2 into T1 minus T2. Okay, so this is the rate of heat transfer by conduction. So consider this a plane wall which is having thermal conductivity K and whose surface temperatures are T1 and T2 respectively, and thickness of the wall is L. So according to the Fourier law of conduction, we can write the rate of heat transfer Q is equals to Ka divided by L into T1 minus T2. A little consideration shows that the rate of heat transfer Q depends on first power of the temperature difference. First power of the temperature difference. Similarly, if we consider the convection mode of heat transfer, which is governed by the Newton's law of cooling. So Q, the rate of heat transfer by the convection, is given by Q equals to HA into Ts minus Ta. HA into Ts minus Ta. Okay. Now H is heat transfer coefficient. So this is a example where we have considered a flat plate whose surface temperature is Ts, and this flat plate is surrounded by the water whose temperature is Ta. Now wherever there is a convection, we'll come across the term that is heat transfer coefficient. Okay. Now between the solid wall and the surrounding liquid fluid, there is a heat transfer coefficient H, which decides the convective rate of heat transfer. Okay, so Q is given by Q equals to HA into Ts minus Ta. Here also, the rate of heat transfer by convection depends on first power of the temperature difference. First power of the temperature difference. But in radiation, the rate of heat transfer Q depends on the fourth power of the temperature difference. The fourth power of the temperature difference. Say this is Q. The rate of heat transfer by radiation is given by sigma into A into T1 to the power 4 minus T2 to the power 4. T1 to the power 4 minus T2 to the power 4. Very importantly, sigma is the Stephen Boltzmann's constant, A is area, T1 and T2 are the temperatures of first and second body. So let us consider this. Let us consider this figure. So T1 and T2 are the temperatures of two different surfaces or two different bodies which are separated by some space. You can consider the gap is filled with the air or it is completely evacuated, or you can say it as a vacuum. Okay, fine. Now T1 and T2 are the temperatures of two walls which are separated by some gap, and this gap doesn't have anything. It is completely evacuated. Okay. Now the rate of heat transfer by radiation is given by sigma A into T1 to the power 4 minus T2 to the power 4. Here mandatorily T1 and T2 are the temperatures of two bodies which should be taken mandatorily in terms of kelvins. We have to take the temperature in kelvins. Mandatorily we have to take the temperature in kelvins only. So sometimes in examples he will give the temperature in degree centigrades. So you are supposed to add with 273 to convert it into kelvins. Okay. So while doing the calculation, while solving the problems on thermal radiation, you are supposed to take the temperature in kelvins because the heat, the rate of heat transfer by radiation, it depends on fourth power of the temperature difference. Fourth power of the temperature difference. Is that clear? Okay. This is a very important part of the discussion. Fine. I hope this is clear. So that's why I mentioned here. Whereas the radiant heat exchange between their temperatures to the fourth power, okay, both the amount of radiation and quantity of radiation depends on the temperature. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, students. Now, the energy which a radiant and surface releases is in the form of packets of energy called photons or quanta. As we have discussed, in radiation type of heat transfer, the radiant energy will be transferred in the form of electromagnetic radiations, which are typically known as the photons or packets of energy or quanta. Okay, the photons are propagated through the space as rays. The movement of photons are described by the electromagnetic waves. Okay. Now, the photons travels with the speed of light in straight path with the unchanged frequency. The frequency remains same because these photons, these electromagnetic waves are approximated as the light. Okay, they are analogous to the light. So that's why the electromagnetic waves, that is the thermal radiation, they are travel with the speed of light, that is c equals to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Okay, so which approaches, when approaches the receiving surface, there occurs reconversion of wave motion into thermal energy, which is partly absorbed, reflected, or transmitted through the receiving surface. The magnitude of each fraction depends on the nature of surface that receives the thermal radiation. This is important sentence. Let us consider a flat plate, okay. Now, this is a source of thermal radiation. Say, for example, this is a source of thermal radiation which continuously releases the thermal radiation, and these thermal radiations continuously falls on the surface. Say this is the receiving surface and this is the emitting surface. Okay, for the thermal radiations. Now, if we consider the total thermal radiation which is falling on the surface of the receiver, then some radiations will be reflected, back, some radiations will be absorbed by the body, and some radiation will be transmitted through the body. It purely depends on the nature of receivers or the nature of receiving surface. Okay, so when these electromagnetic waves which are falling onto the receiver, then these photons are immediately converted into thermal energy, that is in the form of heat. This is very important. Here, the photon which are falling on the surface, the energy which are carried by the photons immediately converted into the thermal energy when it falls on the surface. So that's why the receiver will get heated. Okay, so out of that thermal energy, some energy will be absorbed, some energy will be reflected, and some fraction of energy will be transmitted through the surface. And these things are purely depends on the nature of body, the nature of receiver. Okay, this will be discussed in detail in the later parts. Okay, fine. All types of electromagnetic waves are classified in terms of wavelength and are propagated at the speed of light. So speed of light, the approximated value is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Okay, so all types of electromagnetic waves, they are classified based on the wavelength, based on their wavelength. Okay, so here the electromagnetic waves are approximated as the light, and in fact these electromagnetic waves, they will travel with the speed of light, whose approximated value is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Okay, now the electromagnetic spectrum, which is shown in figure below, the distinction between one form of radiation, another lies only in its frequency, that is f, and the wavelength lambda, which are related by. So c, if we consider c as the speed of thermal radiation or waves, and lambda is the wavelength of thermal radiation, and f is the frequency of thermal radiation, then the relationship between these three parameters is given by c equals to lambda into f. C equals to lambda into f. Okay, the thermal radiation exhibits characteristics similar to those of visible light. Similar to those of visible light. So visible light, as we have seen in the basic science also, the visible light, they will have some properties. They'll follow the optical laws like refraction, reflection, polarization, etc. In similar way, these thermal radiation exhibits the similar properties those of visible light, like reflection, refraction, and subjected to the scattering and absorption when they are passing through the media. Okay, so these are the very basic parts of the thermal radiation. Okay, now let's go ahead. So next important part of discussion is surface emission properties. Surface emission properties. So basically there are three surface emission properties on which the thermal radiation depends. The first one is temperature of the surface. The very first parameter is the temperature of the surface, that is T, temperature of the surface. Okay, so if the temperature is more, the temperature of the surface more, then it emits more sort of radiation, more amount of radiation. Okay. Similarly, the nature of the surface. If the surface is rough, if the surface is smooth, definitely it will affect. The surface roughness definitely affect, or the nature of surface definitely affects the amount of thermal radiation emitted by the surface. Similarly, it depends on the wavelength and frequency of the radiation. Wavelength and the frequency of the radiation. So these are the three important parameters that decides the emission of thermal radiation. Okay, fine. I hope this is clear. Now the parameter which deals with the surface emission properties are given below. The very first one is total emissive power. The total emissive power, which is given by capital E. So remember students, the symbol capital E stands for total emissive power. So sometimes he will ask in exam, for the thermal radiation, define the following terms. Okay, the first very important term is total emissive power, which is designated by capital E. The emissive power is defined as total amount of radiation emitted by a body per unit area per unit time. So it is expressed as watt per meter square. It is expressed in terms of watt per meter square. This is the SI unit for total emissive power. The emissive power of a black body, according to the Stephen Boltzmann's law, is proportional to the fourth power of the absolute temperature. So this is the statement for Stephen Boltzmann's law. Remember students, the emissive power of a black body, the emissive power of a black body, so black body is a very important term as far as the thermal radiations are concerned, black body. Okay, we'll define what do you mean by black body. So for time being, just remember the emissive power of a black body is proportional to fourth power of the absolute temperature. Fourth power of the absolute temperature. Okay, so the emissive power is designated by capital E, and for the black body we are taking E suffix B. So emissive power of a black body is proportional to fourth power of the absolute temperature. Fourth power of the absolute temperature, and the constant of proportionality, is sigma. Sigma is called Stephen Boltzmann's constant. Basically, we can write the emissive power of a black body is directly proportional to fourth power of the absolute temperature of that body. So if we replace the proportionality sign by an equality sign, we can take the constant, that is sigma, and sigma is a proportionality constant which is termed as Stephen Boltzmann's constant, and its numerical value is 5.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 watt per meter square Kelvin to the power 4. So sometimes in competitive exams, he will ask what is the unit or what is the SI unit for Stephen Boltzmann's constant. So please remember students, watt per meter square Kelvin to the power 4. Or sometimes he will ask what is the constant value of the Stephen Boltzmann's constant, that is 5.67 into 10 to the power minus 8 watt per meter square Kelvin to the power 4. Okay. Now the total emissive power, how to define the total emissive power? It is a total amount of radiation emitted by the body per unit area per unit time. Okay, the total energy or thermal energy emitted by the body per unit area is meter square, per unit time is seconds. So energy emitted means, so what is the unit of energy? Joules. Per unit area, that is meter square, and per unit time, that is seconds. So joules per second is watts. So watt per meter square, this is a unit for total emissive power. This is a unit for total emissive power. Okay, so these are the very important or basic things to learn the thermal radiations. Okay, now let's move ahead. The next important definition is monochromatic emissive power. Monochromatic emissive power. At any given temperature, the amount of radiation per unit wavelength varies at different wavelength. Okay, for this purpose, monochromatic emissive power, that is E suffix lambda of the surface is used. It is defined as the rate of energy radiated per unit area of the surface per unit wavelength. So how to define this monochromatic emissive power? Remember students, the energy emitted by the body, it purely depends on wavelength of the radiation. So how to define the monochromatic or single wavelength? So how to define monochromatic emissive power? It is the energy emitted by the surface per unit wavelength. So that's why it is designated by the symbol E suffix lambda. E suffix lambda stands for the monochromatic emissive power. Now, if you want to calculate the value of total emissive power, if you know the value of monochromatic emissive power, then just by integrating the lambda E between the limits 0 to infinity. So what does this 0 to infinity stands for? The lambda is varying, the wavelength is varying from 0 to infinity. Okay, more than 0, less than infinity. So this is a range of the lambda, that is a wavelength. Okay, so total emissive power includes all the wavelength of all the radiations. Okay, fine. But the monochromatic emissive power is associated with the single wavelength. So if you integrate this monochromatic emissive power between the limits 0 to lambda, 0 to infinity, then definitely you will get the value for total emissive power, that is E equals to integration between the limits 0 to infinity. E lambda is monochromatic emissive power into the differentiation of lambda, that is watt per meter square. Okay. Now the next important thing is, very important thing is emission from the real surfaces or emissivity. Emission from the real surfaces or emissivity. Remember students, in the total emissive power section, we have seen the emissive power of a black body. Emissive power of a black body. So how it depends, how it varies. The emissive power of a black body varies with temperature with its fourth power. Okay. So emissive power of the black body is proportional to fourth power of the absolute temperature. Remember students, the emissive power of a black body is maximum compared to all the other bodies, compared to all the other colored surfaces. I repeat, the emissive power of the black body is maximum compared to all the other colored bodies. It may be the white body, it may be the blue, it may be the red, it may be the gray, all the others. Okay. So compared to all the other colored surfaces, the emissive power of the black body is more. Okay. Now, how to define this emissive power from the real surface? You can say real surface, or you can say colored surface, which is except the black body or the black surface. Okay, the emission from the real surface or emissivity. The emissive power from the real surface is given by E equals to epsilon sigma A T to the power 4, where epsilon is the emissivity, of the material. Sigma, you know, that is Stefan Boltzmann's constant. A is the area, T is absolute temperature in kelvins. Okay, so this is the emission from real surface. Now, if you consider epsilon equals to 1, in this equation, if you take epsilon equals to 1, then I can write this equation as E equals to sigma A T to the power 4. This is applicable for black body. Generally, for the non-black surfaces, the emissivity is always less than 1. For non-black surfaces, the emissivity is always less than 1. It varies from 0 to 1. Generally, the emissivity value varies from 0 to 1. But for black surfaces, for black bodies, emissivity equals to 1, and for non-black surfaces, emissivity is always less than 1. So if you consider the emissivity is equals to 1, then I can write this equation as sigma A T1 to the power 4, which is nothing but the equation for black body. Okay, so remember students, epsilon, the emissivity is equals to 1 for black body, and epsilon is always less than 1 for non-black bodies, Is that clear? Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, there is no difference or there is no doubt up till this discussion, up till here. Okay, now the next important part of today's discussion is emissivity. Let's define the emissivity. How to define this emissivity? Listen here carefully. The emissivity is defined as the ability of surface or the body to radiate the heat. It is also defined as the ratio of emissive power of any body to the emissive power of black body at equal temperature. I hope we have done the experiment on emissivity or emissivity measurement apparatus in heat transfer lab, and we have also calculated the emissivity of non-black surface or gray body. Okay, now how to define this emissivity? Before that, let us consider the two surfaces, the surface 1 and surface 2. Let us assume the first body is a black body. The first body is black body, and the second body is non-black surface. Non-black surface, let us take it as gray body. Gray body. Okay. Now let us take the temperature T and T. The temperatures for both the surfaces are same. The temperatures for both the surfaces are same. Say for example, this is maintained at 50 degrees centigrades and this is also maintained at 50 degrees centigrades. 50 degree centigrades. Okay. If the temperature of both the surfaces are same, but the black body will emit more number of radiation or more amount of radiation compared to the gray body or non-black body. I repeat, the radiation, the thermal energy emitted by the black body or the emissive power of the black body is more compared to the non-black surface. Now, how to define the emissivity? In this condition, how to define the emissivity? Listen here carefully. The emissivity of a body is defined as emissive power of a non-black surface, that is say gray, to the emissive power of a black surface or the black body. So this ratio is called the emissivity. This ratio is called emissivity. And remember students, emissivity is always less than 1 for non-black surface or the real surfaces. Okay, I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Fine. Now let's continue our discussion. Let's continue our discussion now. Okay. Its value varies for different substances ranging from 0 to 1. For black body, emissivity epsilon equals to 1. For white body surface, the emissivity is equals to 0. And for gray bodies, it varies between 0 to 1. And it may vary with temperature or wavelength. Sometimes in competitive exams, he will ask, what is the emissivity of a black body? The answer is epsilon equals to 1. What is the emissivity of white body? The answer is epsilon equals to 0. And what is the range of gray body for the emissivity? That is, the emissivity is ranging from 0 to 1. So this is for non-black surfaces. It may be the yellow body, yellow surface, or it may be the red, or it may be the green, whatever it may be. Okay. So for non-black surfaces, the emissivity is varying from 0 to 1. Is that clear? Okay, I hope this is clear. Now let's continue our discussion. The next important definition is absorptivity, reflectivity, and transmissivity. Absorptivity, reflectivity, and transmissivity. So sometimes in examination he will ask, define the following terms related to the thermal radiation, that is absorptivity, reflectivity, and transmissivity. Okay, so before going to the discussion, before going to the definition of these three terms, let's take the example. Let us consider a material, any material it may be. Now, if we consider the G is the incident radiation, the radiation which is incidenting from all the directions. So here I'm considering one radiation, one wave of this thermal radiation. Now we discussed it depends on the material properties. Okay, so when a ray of thermal radiation incidents on the surface, then the fraction of this thermal radiation, it may be reflected back, it may be absorbed, or it may be transmitted through the body. It depends on the material properties. Okay, so out of the total energy which is incidenting on this body or the surface, out of this total energy, a part of energy may be reflected, a part of energy may be absorbed, and a part of energy may be transmitted through the body. Okay, now let me take the symbol. The amount of energy which is reflected is G suffix R, and amount of energy absorbed, that is GA, and amount of energy transmitted is G suffix T. Okay, now according to the energy balance equation, so let us read the sentence carefully before going to the equation, before going to the energy balance equation. When incident radiation G, which is also called as irradiation. So how to define the irradiation? It is defined as the total incident radiation on the surface from all the direction per unit time per unit area of the surface, and it is expressed as in terms of watt per meter square in SI units, and it is denoted by G. Impinging on the surface, three things happens. A part of energy is reflected back, which is given by GR. A part of energy is transmitted, which is given by GT, and the remainder is absorbed, which is given by GA, depending on the characteristics of the body. So it is shown in the figure. It is shown in the figure. Okay. Now, according to the energy balance equation, the total energy which is falling on the surface is equal to the sum of energy absorbed and the energy reflected and the energy transmitted. Okay, so this is the energy balance equation. This is the energy which is falling on the surface, and this is the energy absorbed, part of energy absorbed, this is a part of energy reflected, and this is a part of energy transmitted. This is by the conservation of energy principle. Now if we divide the complete equation by G, divide this complete equation by G, then upon cancelling G and GA, GG, then we'll write GA by G, GR by G, and GT by G as alpha, rho, and tau respectively. Alpha, rho, and tau respectively. Now, how to define this alpha? How to define this alpha? Alpha is nothing but the ratio of the energy or the fraction of energy absorbed by the body to the energy or the total energy falling on the surface. It is the ratio of part or the fraction of energy absorbed by the body to the total energy falling on the surface. So this ratio is nothing but alpha, and alpha is termed as absorptivity. Alpha is termed as absorptivity. Similarly, the ratio of fraction of energy reflected back from the surface to the total energy falling on the surface. So this ratio is symbolized by rho, and rho is termed as reflectivity. And the third one is similarly the ratio of fraction of energy transmitted through the body to the energy or the total energy falling on the surface. This ratio is designated by the symbol tau, and tau is termed as transmissivity. And here G by G equals to 1. Okay, the sum of, for a typical body, the sum of absorptivity, reflectivity, and transmissivity is equals to 1. Transmissivity equals to 1. This is a very important condition from your examination point of view. This will be asked for 4 to 5 marks. Okay. So where alpha is absorptivity, rho is reflectivity, and tau is transmissivity. Okay. So please practice these things thoroughly. When the incident radiation is absorbed, it is converted into the internal energy or the thermal energy. Now, these terms are very important from your examination point of view. The first one is black body. Now we'll discuss what do you mean by black body, opaque, white body. Okay, what are the difference? So these things are very important from your examination point of view. Frequently, it will be asked in a GATE exam, RRB exam, Railway Recruitment Board, and even SSC exam also for the post of junior engineer. Okay, so please guys, try to understand these three things carefully. Okay, now the first one is black body. How to define the black body? For the perfectly absorbing body, alpha equals to 1. So alpha stands for absorptivity. Alpha stands for absorptivity. So if alpha equals to 1 and rho equals to 0, tau equals to 0, that means if rho equals to 0, no reflection or no reflectivity. And what is a transmission? If tau equals to 0, then no ray will be transmitted through the surface. No ray will be transmitted through the surface. Okay, such a body is called black body. A black body is one which neither reflects nor transmits any part of incident radiation, but it absorbs all of it. In practice, a perfect black body doesn't exist. So remember, students, in the universe, the perfect black body doesn't exist, because the body has some the body has ability to absorb some part of radiations, to reflect or to transmit some sort of radiations, but we can't presume that the black body exists in the universe. Okay, because the black body is one which absorbs all the radiations which are falling on it. Okay, which will not happen practically. Okay, now how to define this black body? Now let us consider a plate here. Let me assume this as a black body, and if we consider some thermal radiations which are falling on it, then neither this surface will reflect any thermal radiations nor it transmit any radiation through it. Whatever the thermal radiations which are falling on it, complete radiations are absorbed by this body, absorbed by this body. Then only the body can be treated as the black body. Then only the body can be treated as the black body. On the other side, if we consider a transparent glass, if we consider a transparent glass, and if we take a light which is falling on the surface, then definitely the light will transmit through this body, because this is a transparent body. Similarly, if we consider a mirrored surface, if we consider a mirror here, then if we take a light or the radiation which is falling on this mirror, and definitely it will reflect, because it is the property due to the surface property. But in black body, neither the rays will be transmitted nor it will be reflected. So all the radiations will be absorbed, and typically the condition for black body is mandatorily alpha should be equals to 1, reflectivity rho should be equals to 0, and transmissivity tau equals to 0. Sometimes in competitive exams he will ask which condition is true for a black body. So he will give alpha equals to 1, rho equals to 0, tau equals to 0 in the first condition or the first option. In second option, alpha equals to 0, rho equals to 1, tau equals to 1, and remaining 4 options. Okay, that will be wrong. Okay. Now the correct answer is for black body. Remember, students, alpha equals to 1, absorptivity alpha equals to 1, rho equals to 0, tau equals to 0. Okay. Next important definition is opaque body. Opaque body. When no incident radiation is transmitted through the body is called opaque body. When no incident radiation is transmitted, no incident radiation is transmitted through the body, then such a body is known as the opaque body. So all the radiations which are falling on the surface, it may be absorbed or it may be reflected from the body, but it will never transmit through the body. It will never transmit through the body. Such a body is known as the opaque body. The opaque body. So remember, if the transmissivity, if no radiations are transmitted through the body, then tau will be equals to 0, and we are left with alpha and rho. That is, alpha plus rho equals to 1. Because for an ideal body, how I can write the equation? Alpha plus rho plus tau is equal to 1. This is the equation for ideal condition. Ideal condition. Okay. But for the opaque body, the transmissivity is equals to 0, and typically what we'll get, the simplified form of the equation, alpha plus rho is equals to 1. Alpha plus rho is equals to 1. Okay, so this is a condition for opaque body. Sometimes in competitive exams, he will ask which of the following condition is true for an opaque body. So you should be in a position to remember, that is alpha plus rho is equals to 1. Alpha plus rho is equals to 1. Okay, now let's go ahead. White body. If all the incident radiation falling on the body are reflected, then it is called white body. This is very important condition. When all the thermal radiations falling on the body are reflected, then it is called white body. So let us consider a mirrored surface here, mirrored surface, okay, and let us take the radiation which are falling on the body. Instead of transmitting the waves, or instead of absorbing the waves, all the radiations, all the waves, thermal radiations are reflected back. All the thermal radiations are reflected back. Remember students, white body is one whose absorptivity is equals to 0, whose transmissivity equals to 0, and we are left with the rho will be equals to 1. So in this equation, alpha plus rho plus tau is equals to 1 if no absorptivity means alpha equals to 0. If no transmissivity means tau equals to 0, then we are left with rho equals to 1. So remember, white body is one which transmits or which reflects all the radiations which are falling on it. So which is given by rho equals to 1. Is that clear? Okay. I hope this is clear. So these are the very important from your competitive examination point of view. So please remember guys, these terminology is very important. Now, this is a very important note. The gases such as hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and their mixtures such as air have the transmissivity of practically unity. So remember, sometimes in competitive exams he will ask the hydrogen, oxygen, or nitrogen, or the mixture of those gases, that is air. So what is the value of transmissivity? So transmissivity tau is always equals to 1, okay, which transmits all the radiation, which doesn't. So those air particle will not absorb the radiations, neither it will reflect the radiations, okay. Instead of that, they will transmit all the radiations which are falling on it, which are falling on the gas molecules, okay. I hope this is clear. Fine. So we'll conclude the today's session here itself. In the next class, we'll see some other important definitions, like what is the regular reflection, what is the opaque body, what is the diffuse reflection, and what are the typical examples for those types of reflection. Okay. Till then, stay safe, stay at home. Thank you, and have a nice day. So please don't forget to subscribe the channel. Don't forget to like the channel. Thank you and have a nice day.